Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you guys how to compare two numbers and also how to put them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so there's three different forms that you might come across. So it's either going to be a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. Okay, my advice to you guys, the easiest way to go about these problems is to change the numbers to decimals. Okay, it's the easiest thing you could possibly do. So if we're changing a fraction and we're changing it into a decimal, we're basically going to divide 27 by 50. Okay, you guys have calculators at home, so go ahead and do that on the calculator. So I'm going to show you what that looks like over here. So let me pull up the calculator. Okay, so if you look here, the fraction was 27 over 50. So when you guys type it into your calculator, make sure that you put 27 first. Okay, so 27. And then you have to divide it by 50. So then type in the 50 second. So 50. Okay, and then equals, and you're going to get your decimal. So 0.54. So we're going to go back here. And this we already said was 0.54, 0.54. And then we're seeing if this is greater than the 43%, okay? The easiest way to change a percent into a decimal is to move the decimal place over 2 spaces to the left, okay? So if I move it 2 spaces to the left, my decimal is now going to be 0.43. Okay, now that they're both decimals in decimal form, now I can go ahead and compare them. So the one that is greater is the 0.54, okay? But I'm not going to write my answer to be 0.54. I'm going to write it as the fraction, which is the first number that they gave us, okay? So make sure that when you get your answer, you don't go and tell me, oh, this is the bigger one, so this is my answer. No, you have to make sure that you box in the one that you started with. So the answer that's greater is 27 over 50. Okay. Now, looking at the second one, it says put numbers from least to greatest. So again, you're going to have to compare them all. You have to get them all the same. So the easiest way to go about it, again, is to change them all to decimals. Okay. So I'm going to start with my fraction, the 13 over 20. So I'm going to go over here again. Remember to put the top number first. So 13 goes first. 13 divided by 20, that was my denominator, so divide by 20, equals, and I get my decimal, which is 0.65. So I'm going to go over here, and I get 0.65 for that. My decimal is already in decimal form, so that one's going to stay the same, 0.64. And then my percent, okay, so just like with the other one that I did over here, you're going to move the decimal place 2 spaces to the left, 1, 2. So my new decimal for that is going to be 0.78. So the question is not which one's greater, the question is to put them in order from least to greatest. So the smaller one is this one, 0.64. Then the next biggest would be 0.65. And then the largest one is the 0.78. They're in order now, but you have to use the original numbers. So I'm not going to put 0.64. I'm going to use the original one, which is actually, that one didn't change, right? That one was 0.64. The 0.65, I'm going to use the original, so I'm not going to use this number. I'm going to use the fraction, which is what I started with. So 13 over 20. And the 0.78, I'm not going to use the 0.78. I'm going to use the original number, so 78%. Okay, so once you put them in order and you have them in their original forms, okay, that would be your answer right there. All right, guys.